as I said, it really can be determined in consultation with the private tutor, but it could be that you want to start a new creative organization, and you want to submit as your project documents that evidence the planning of that, so a business plan, a strategic plan, a vision and mission statement. And it could be that you have these practical elements backed up by a theoretical rationale that says, I think we need a new, women's film festival for these reasons, and I'm drawing upon this theory that we used or we explored in the MA. So it really could be a combination of a theoretical exploration of a topic and practical documents like a business plan, or it could be that you are already working as a freelance producer of contemporary dance, and you want to put on a performance, reflect upon that, draw upon some of the skills that you've acquired in the course to do that in a different way. So I suppose with that it's about understanding the potential to actually do something, and realize something, or equally fine if you want to take the more straightforward dissertation route. Andy Marsh is an artist, and he teaches Unit 1. So I think he's worked in different capacities as an artist, but also producing artwork. I think he would bring a lot of that that unit, creativity to how we establish ourselves as a group and our study practices. And it is very, I know I teach Unit 2, and I already know that I will bring in artists as guest speakers. And that's one of the great things about this course, actually. It took me a while to realize, but we can have guest speakers with people from all around the world, because all they need to do is log on. So really good question. But I think hopefully that does kind of cover that perspective. Yeah. Yeah, I think as I said, this course is interdisciplinary. And we fully expected, and it has happened, that we would get people, applicants like yourself, that are coming from top-level positions in different sectors, so have highly established, project management skills in business or science. And are looking to do the course because they want to convert those skills to the creative sector. So as I said, to me that's a very compelling argument, and is partly what this course is all about. And it's people that want that experience in the creative sector, and the other way around, those that are maybe are artists or were used to working in the creative sector and want to professionalize some of their, project management, business, production skills. So I think the migration, that's, very much what the course is about. As I said, I think that your opportunity to make a case for a place on this course is, through that study proposal, and there is not necessarily like an obvious route into this course, but I think it's about having an established concept of how your experience, has given you some ability to take on this experience. And I'm kind of quite open to what that could mean, as long as you can articulate it. It's kind of the first challenge. But we've had applicants from, you know, very, very similar situations. And I think actually, I mean, it's a bit sort of, I kind of don't want you to focus on this too much, but I think online we have, you know, relevant categories, and certainly business, media studies, art, all of those are on there. So if you've been involved in organization at a high level, that's, yeah, could be quite interesting. I think when we assemble this group of, you know, people that have skills in different areas, that's where we, you know, we can learn from one another. Yeah. There's no exams, but there is assessment. So that's a good question, thank you. So the question was, is there examination at the end of the units? Again, I think the assessment for some units is fairly traditional. So Unit 2, you're writing a 2,000 word paper about, you know, markets and policy. But Unit 4, Arts Entrepreneurship, you are putting together a pitch for a new creative intervention, backing that up with evidence and research. Unit 1, you're creating an artifact, an online, using an online platform of your choice. So it could be, you know, a website, or to create some kind of artifact. So generally, most of the units are one assessment towards the end, or the week before the end, I think. And then you get feedback 2 weeks later. Most of them, it's one, but there may be a couple actually where you are asked to produce something, but it's formative, so it's not graded, but it, you know, the advice feeds into your final assessment. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we really expect that. That's the idea, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've got to find the right balance of making this a rigorous course of study, you know. You know, you've got to create at least the mental space to you know, have the drive to put in extra hours after a work day or whatever. And, you know, in order for this to work, you know, sometimes this course has to take priority over other things, but at the same time, it was designed to accommodate people that are working. In many ways, we've looked at the way the cultural sector, you know, is changing, and the way we, the skills that we need, and, you know, consume art, and this is all changing. And actually, the way that we study is changing as well. You know, it's very expensive. Some of us are returning to study later on. You know, we have this new technology. Why don't we use it to study in a new way? So I should have said, yeah, I think I did say that, but it wasn't kind of coincidental that the university decided to offer a new delivery model with an international partner with this course, because in many ways the delivery and the way that it's structured embodies some of the changes that we're looking at, you know. No, I mean, it's not a part of the course. So all of that interaction would be online. So you have opportunity to, you know, join these sessions online with your colleagues, and your tutors will give a face-to-face weekend here, and then they fly to Hong Kong and do a face-to-face weekend the next weekend there. So we can lecture, capture, and share, you know, these different experiences. But unfortunately, no, we don't travel there as a group, although that would be great. Maybe one day, I mean, you know. But I think it would help also, you know, I'm already in touch with, there will be unit leaders in Hong Kong. So I'm in touch with units 1, 2, and 3, the tutors that are teaching those units in Hong Kong. So it'd be very, you know, easy to get kind of well, more connections, and if you chose to pursue, a final project, there's more kind of knowledge within the team because we can draw upon these colleagues as well, and colleagues. So I think that's again, I think it's really good for both sides. The plan is to get bigger each year, but we're looking for around between 5 and 10 in the first year. So that's quite small, but in the end, it has to be the right group, to build the program. Yeah, exactly. So that's how it is. So I think between 5 and 10 here, and between 10 and 20 in Hong Kong. And you may also, there may be people that are taking the unit by unit, which we thought would be quite an interesting way of, refreshing the group a bit, So, and those may be, we suspect, people that are actually quite established. So they're dropping into particularly the business units, upskill. So. Oh, here we go. Does that have to be the last question? No, I think it's, there are other similar courses, but I don't think there are any that are the same. So obviously that's something we looked at. There's a course at Goldsmiths that is more about the entrepreneurial. And there's a course in work that is more about policy. As I mentioned, everybody's writing it down. We, specifically tried to put those two together. As I said, it's entrepreneurial and employable. But no other course is offered with this online aspect. No other course is asking for sort of relevant experience. So the peer group, I think, that we will assemble will be of quite a different nature. So King's College has one, but I think they have like 100 students in each year, and it's very broad, Whereas this is, a bit more, I'd say, focused in its outcome and expectation of that, that you bring to it. And I don't, the international partner makes us pretty unique. And I do think that, I think this course is what I would call an evolution of arts management. So it is really not that Central St. Martin suddenly said, we want to do an arts management MA, because we could have done that a long time ago. This is Central St. Martin saying there's actually a need for a slightly new curriculum here because of the way we operate now for some of these reasons that I mentioned. And I don't know of any other course, not King's, Goldsmiths, or Warwick, that really do give you these quite kind of core business skills. So this really truly interdisciplinary aspect, I'd say.